Welcome back to the Market Herald. I'm Simon Drucker, and you're watching The Top Line. Star Navigation bridges the gap between flight experience and flight safety in real time. When it comes to the aerospace industry, the Ontario-based leading-edge technology company offers both hardware and software solutions. The company's real-time capacity for tracking performance trends and predicting incident occurrences enhances aviation safety, improves fleet management, and also reduces costs for the operator. Joining us today as we take off into the always exciting world of aviation, our Executive Vice President of Star Navigation and FlightPath International, Captain Jonathan Kordich, and Senior Director Investor Relations, Harmeet Gill. Thanks so much for joining us. So now to start off, perhaps give us a brief overview of what Star Navigation does in the world of aviation and aerospace safety.
Three major components in commercial airline operations: safety, efficiency, and tracking. Any manufacturer of any kind of equipment associated in these three critical areas, the most significant aspect has always and will be safety, and will claim that anything that you add on the airplane will enhance safety. This is where the cutting edge technological superiority comes in from Star Navigation, of where we're not about enhancement of safety. We are in giving you the safety, preventative measures, predictive capabilities of anything that can happen on the aircraft system well in advance before we actually get any kind of indications in the cockpit or maintenance procedures. We will see them, hence giving genuine safe operations to operators. This is the future, and it's here today with us. Secondly, efficiency. Obviously, this is where the money is for any operator. The capability of the system, it reduces the operating costs tremendously, hence providing opportunities for increased profits, and that's where the bottom line is. As for tracking, unlike what we've had up to now, is that the capability of this tracking system is that now in event we lose an airplane, we are not searching for the aircraft anymore. We know where it is.
Now, you recently completed your Transport Canada renewal audit, the importance of which your CEO said could not be overstated. Now, tell us a little bit about that, and more importantly, why.
Transport Canada standard approval is the CAR 561. Just for the average person to know what CAR means, is actual civil aviation regulations. So this is really important because this applicable is to manufacture aeronautical products in respect to the design approval. So we can actually do this in-house. Okay, so that's really, really key to what we do, especially as the business grows. Like Captain was saying, the kind of things that we are capable of doing. We are the future and now ready for what we have to do. It also gives you the repair design approval, RDA, and it also gives you mod changes. So that's modifications approved by supplement type certificate, which is called the STC. Simon, if you were ever in Toronto, please pass by. We'll show you a Hall of Fame and how many STCs we have on different types of aircraft. So they could range from the Airbus 320s, 310s, Learjets, and so many other STCs we already have, and some are actually in the making as well. Okay, and we own this. What this enables us to do is, when the manufacturer has given over the aircraft to the client, usually the client has to go back to the manufacturer to get any software issues or if anything's happened to the aircraft to get the reports. In this case, because we are STC compiled and we're part of Transport Canada, which comes under ICAO, which is the International Civil Aviation Organization, now the software belongs to the client itself. He can see the monitoring of the aircraft going on from power on, complete flight phase to power off. He knows exactly what's going on with your left engine, right engine, hydraulics, you name it. We tap into data buses. Most aircraft have about 8 to 9 data buses. So all the data that's stored in there, we're a big data company. We extract that data so we can give you any information you want and we can customize it the way you want it, what type and everything. We also have built-in system that if it gets to a critical area, if you hear what Captain said, we want to let you know way before something's going to happen to your engine or to your aircraft. But if you get to the point where it's critical, like the Malaysian 370 has been missing since 2014, that's 8 years, 777, more than 240 passengers. That's ridiculous, right? So it shows you the kind of weak systems that are out there that need to be modified. So if it gets that critical, we have a system built in that it will download all the data from the black box immediately. You don't have to do any recovery. The Air France 447 that crashed in the coast of Brazil, it cost them almost 120 million plus just to recover the black box, 2.5 years of investigation. And loved ones want to see what happened, and they want to know now, not in 2.5 years later. That's what the capabilities of the STAR system can do. It is a very unique modified system that is catching wildfire because in 2023 January, the law is coming out from ICAO that every aircraft more than 6,000 pounds has to have a monitoring system in real time. 15 minutes on a regular interval of a flight, but every 1 minute if there's a critical distress signal that's been created, right? So this is why this Transport Canada approval is very, very important to STAR, and we just received it again. We got modified, so that shows our capabilities at the high level of what we can do.
Now, let's travel several thousand miles to the Southern Hemisphere now and tell us about your involvement in the LAPSET Corridor project in Kenya. What's going on there?
In short, Simon, we have variation and derivatives of our in-flight safety monitoring system, which we are addressing up to this point in time, with similar capabilities with respect to land and marine operations. And we are under a tremendous marketing campaign. This is new technology of this scope of capability that, as the exposure we've been able to receive in the airline environment, it's been inevitable, and I believe it will continue to be like this, that other environments are recognizing the capabilities and the benefits of preventative measures and optimizing operations and being to locate distressed vehicles, that being land and marine. So here's a perfect example of what happened in Kenya when the airlines looked at our system and recognized that we have derivatives with the capability to provide the same type of service for land and marine vehicles. It has really exploded in terms of the interest. And this is all in a very short and near past that all this has occurred within the last few months. And it's certainly an indication in the direction that our company is heading of the services that we're able to provide, not only to the airlines, because 300 lives are not necessarily more worth it than one. We know the significance of that. So losing a truck or losing a boat, when there's people's lives involved, the preventative measures are just as significant. And we have the capability to do that. And we have engaged with the government of Kenya for a tremendous economical development that, in collaboration with the government of South Sudan and Ethiopia, for a tremendous expansion in that region in terms of economics and infrastructure.
And Simon, I just want to add on to what Captain just said. This corridor, the LAPSET Corridor Development Authority, is literally to track trucks, trains, boats in East Africa's largest infrastructure project, bringing together Kenya, Ethiopia, and Sudan. These are 3 countries we're bringing together, not 3 cities. We're going to be there's going to be cities built there. This overall is a $30 billion project. So if STAR gets a piece of pie, we're more than happy to do that. It's heading that way. If you look at the LOI, the Director General and the CEO of the LCTA, the abbreviation to LAPSAT, he actually mentioned there, it goes, at your earliest convenience, he's talking to STAR. We look forward to furthering our discussion to entering into purchase agreement with LCTA for the purchase of STAR tracking systems, which will also lay a foundation of strong, positive relations for future engagement. And our CEO went on to mention here, which was really something unique. He said, the game-changing infrastructure that will deliver the socio-economic development and prosperity to hundreds of millions of people for generations to come. STAR navigation plays a vital role in the safety, efficiency, and tracking of all modes of transportation. So you're looking at air, sea, and ground. That's what we're doing in Africa. There's more than enough business there for generations. Even the shareholders who are going to be delighted with what's coming out of there. And as you can see, me and Captain, we're excited, and our whole staff is excited about this as well. And we're working with the government of Kenya to expand our role there and help them have the right technology to be able to transport all these millions of people.
So you both touched on it. You touched on the significance of it, the size, the sheer size, 3 countries, not 3 cities, and the interest. So do you see it being possible for that type of system to play a significant role in countries in that region or even in an international level?
We are on our way to back into East Africa this weekend, and we are holding numerous accident prevention and airline optimization, human factors versus technology conferences that are hosted by us. And then we are on to West Africa, into Ghana and Nigeria and Senegal. And the recognition is being enlarged tremendously with our efforts here and our friends and our partners in the various services that we have. And these applications are just at the same level as what we have been able to achieve at this point in time. And we feel very confident that we have a technology that is uncomparable of what has been achieved to this point in time, and that it actually evolves from Canada.
Now, Harmeet, you mentioned the LAPSET project being called the biggest infrastructure project ever in East Africa. What kind of involvement will it have on the company's future?
Actually, the magnitude of this LAPSAT project, like I said, is 30 billion, and it's going to grow because this project started in April 13th, 2013 in April, and it's going on to 2030. And that's just an estimate. It could go on to a lot further than that. With Star Navigation's capabilities on different systems, an example, let's say we have fishing boats and they have thousands of them over there. We'll be actually able to tell them geofencing so your boat doesn't go in the wrong territory. It'll trigger an alarm that's telling you to stay within your boundaries. And then it'll even tell you if the bad weather is coming ahead. So your weather overlays, that is very important for somebody who's fishing or yachting out there. The other key thing is, where do they fish? Because we're satellite oriented, we can actually tell you from satellite communication through our system where is the best fish for you to go, so you're not wasting your time out there on the sea. So that is very critical. And there's obviously a lot of bells and whistles added onto that too. Same if you look at the ports that they're building over there, it's going to have 32 shipping ports. Obviously, they'll be for cruise ships because of, a lot of people like to go that way. You have yachts there, you'll have police boats, marine boats, you name it that way too. And then all this importing and exporting that's coming over from China or Malaysia or Singapore, from the Middle East and to and from, all of this is going to be massive. Now, to import and export that kind of equipment from that many ships, how many trucks do you think you're going to need, right? Imagine us monitoring all these trucks, right? So it's hardware is one thing, but the ongoing call and residual income coming from monitoring the system, it will be for years and years to come. So yeah, the impact for Star Navigation is going to be massive.
One last thing, if I might add to that, with respect to seagoing vessels, when it gets into a distress, we're not searching for it anymore. We know where its exact location is, and there's no more search patterns that will be executed. It's going directly to a distressed vessel. Now, that's a tremendous achievement with respect to rescuing efforts and reducing the time and getting to people and getting people that are still alive into safety.
Certainly very cutting edge. Is there anything else perhaps that you haven't touched on yet that's important for our viewers and of course for your investors to know?
There's something that Captain Jonathan did mention, and I would like to elaborate a little bit more on that. Like he said, we are on our way there. We're actually traveling day after tomorrow. We'll be going to Kenya, we'll be going to Nigeria, Ghana. We are hosting our own aviation safety conferences, and that is huge. We have a lot of media attention going to be there. If they haven't heard of us over there right now, they will after this trip. It's about a 4 to 5 week trip, and we might even head over to the Middle East and maybe parts of Asia as well as we arrange this. And more importantly, it's not just the airlines that can be present there, the operators, but we're also going to have government officials. Like for instance, Kenya will have the Kenya Civil Aviation Authorities. And we've already met them. They're already gung-ho about this system. They are already saying that the system needs to be on every aircraft. Unfortunately, when we were there in March, there was a plane that went missing. They were not even sure if this plane was on land that it crashed or did it crash in water, right? So these things are unacceptable in this day and age. And we want to show that we have a technology that can overcome a lot of the obstacles, and it's going to actually help save lives. This is all about safety, right? Help the airlines grow. FlightPath, as Captain is also executive VP for them as well. They actually have training centers to train pilots, avionics guys, and more importantly, the operations. So they are in 9 training centers around the world, and they're already dealing with 160 airlines, and they've been in Africa for 22 years. So our partnership with them was instant because we're going straight to the key decision makers, not the people in between there, right? That's one. Two, with their expertise and our expertise on our system together, it's really opening up the eyes of the industry, saying that, you know what, we can't live without this. We need to know what's happening with our left engine, right engine immediately, not when it's too late. That's why preventive maintenance is very, very important and the key. Last word, Captain?
That's the key there, Harmeet. This is a need. This is not a luxury. It's just a matter of time, no different than the mobile phones when they first came out, of how we looked at them. And here it is today. We just cannot do without them. That's the direction that we're heading with such systems.
A need, not a luxury. Very well put. Well, I want to thank you both so much for joining us today, Captain Jonathan and Harmeet. We look forward to keeping an eye on things and chatting with you again soon. We've been speaking with Star Navigation's Senior Investor Relations Director Harmeet Gill and Executive Vice President Captain Jonathan Kordich. The company trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the ticker symbol SNA. You can also visit star-navigation.com for more information. And once again, I'd like to thank Harmeet and Jonathan for joining us today to learn more about their company's latest developments and sharing their incredible insights with our top-line audience and their investors. For the Market Herald in Vancouver, I'm Simon Drucker. Thanks for watching.